Welcome, teachers who chose the videos for Techieos pathway. And if I haven't apologized in the main session for the rhymes of the group names, sorry, it's just Christmas time while I'm recording these. I'm in the mood for rhymes. So if you joined this learning pathway today, then you are probably more of a techie-based type person, looking for a little bit of challenge, expand your repertoire of resources for how you engage with your students and create content for them. So I'm just going to share with you guys my pathway that I create these videos. I'm going to start with just like the super simple record, process, upload, and then give you guys a chance to practice. And then I'll also show you guys, hey, how do I do the logo, the transitions, and those sorts of things. So I'll do a bit more of a, hey, here's how you can snazz it up. So that's kind of an optional end part of it. So that way you can make it look even more professional. And I think that helps the buy-in. So let me just come down for, all right, what is this session all about? So as I kind of talked about, we're looking at how do I develop a system or a pathway for developing videos? Because we want this to be quick. I know you guys got not a lot of time on your hands. So this needs to be a quick process that there's a system, boom, record, and it's all done. These don't take me very long. I actually have a test video. I'll show you like the process of how it goes. The most time consuming part of this is if I have a long video, that just takes processing time, but then I'm all over doing other work. So I'll show you guys how I do all that. And then these can be posted on Canvas, Google Classroom, emailed, start a YouTube channel to house all of those. So that's how I like it. Here's our objective. We're going to explore the flow of video creation. I'll show you all the resources you guys have access to. They're really good. If you're really techie and you know some other resources, feel free to modify my pathway to fit what you're looking to do. But I think this is a good one, and I'll explain the reasons why as I go through. I'm going to give you guys afterwards a chance to practice uploading just a test video. I feel like once you've done something once, that's out of the way, then you can start to expand and look at other ways of expanding on it or doing things differently. And then, so I'll give you guys time to practice that. You'll pause this video, go ahead and make that, come back and finish this video. I'm going to show you how I do some of the extra stuff. I didn't want that to be the main part of this, so that's how we'll do it. Why should we do this? Being aware of and having the ability to utilize online resources to effectively teach your students science will help them better perform in class. This is going to expand. I think that is actually I didn't update that. So you can ignore that. This is going to give your students another way of learning. You know, think flipped classroom, modern classroom. You need some videos for that. So it's a really good process to start diving into. And we want to keep these videos short. Like, I know some of my videos are a bit longer, but that's because I'm working with adults. You're looking for, how do I make these short little snippets where students can engage and then go do some work? So that's how I would recommend doing it. So first thing, how do we record these videos? I use Zoom. Now, unfortunately, I can't really show you guys my Zoom screen with all that, but once you start a Zoom meeting, you just go down to your options and there's a record button. And then it's recording your face, and then you can hit share screen, and then it's sharing your screen, and you get the little box. I must be sitting right here. I hope I did that right. So that way they can see you talking and you can show something. That's why I like using Zoom. There are some other things you could use, but Zoom is like, you get good recording time, it's good video processing, you get my face and my screen at the same time. A lot of settings and options for you to dig into. I want to show you guys one setting. Hopefully you guys see this screen, since I can't show my other Zoom screen. Future Jared here. So during my recording, what I thought was sharing on the screen was the Zoom settings page, which looks like what you're seeing now. But unfortunately, Zoom hides that screen from the viewers. So what I was really showing was nothing as I was talking about it. So I took a screenshot so I could briefly kind of explain part I cut out. Is if you go to your settings on your Zoom, and then over on the left-hand side where it says video, this is something I found recently. There's an HD button. So all my old videos were kind of grainy and I didn't like that. I thought it was just the age of my computer. No, you can click this and it'll make your videos a little bit more crisp, as you're seeing now. There's also a few more settings like touch up my appearance if you want it to like make you. I don't use that. Adjust for low light, things like that. So that's kind of the section that I'm going to cut out. And this is a quicker explanation, but the gist of it is go to your settings and there is like a ton of things that you can switch to. That's the one that I found. Hey, that's pretty nice. So check it out. All right. Done with future me, back to past me. Bye. Going. Okay. So I've got a video. And actually, here's what it looks like. So you'll hit stop video when you're recording on Zoom or just in the meeting, either way. But then it's going to, you'll see a pop up. It'll say, hey, processing your video. If it's short, it's just a real quick. Longer videos, it'll take a bit of time, but it'll pop up a little file window that's got your videos. You see here, it would look like this. I renamed this to my test video. We're going to be using that just to show you the rest of the part. I just like to keep this up as I move on because trying to find it, you'd have to go to documents, Zoom, like there's the pathway. There are settings where you can tell it to go and send these files to a different area. So you could create your own file folder and then it'll send it there. But we've got it there. I'm just going to minimize that. And here is, I'll put the link in the video of this. The link will also be on Canvas. But this clipchamp, this is what I use to process my videos. If you're fine with how the video is as you recorded it, just totally raw, you can actually skip this step, upload straight to YouTube. I like to put transitions, pop-ups, those sorts of things into my videos. So I'm going to use this to process it. I'm going to quickly show you create a new video. But then I'm also going to show you, I might save this for the later part. But I like to just kind of, since all my videos start and end the same with my little logo and that stuff, I just make a copy of my last video. And so then I delete the middle part and I just keep my beginning and end. And then it just helps me with my flow. I'm sure that they have like template options to make that easier, but that's how I do it. So let's take a look at what this looks like. This is actually Microsoft purchased clipchamp. And so this is Microsoft's default video processing. So you can get this as a desktop app as well. You'd have to get IT to approve it. I got it. There was no different features than what's online. Maybe processing goes quicker. I don't know. But I've just stuck with the online version. So it's the exact same. We're going to say this is our test video. Make sure that this is labeled correctly. And then first thing that you want to do, we're going to reopen up this file folder where our video was. And just click and drag, plop that down. This is kind of like where all of your different resources are going to go that you want to put into the video. You'll get to see what mine looks like with a more complicated, more additions to things. You can add videos, pictures, some of the content library stuff over here as well. You can import any media that you want. Once you have your stuff over there, you just kind of click it and drag it down here. And then away you go, you're processing. If you've got a second, I know this doesn't really make sense, but if I put the video back to back, for some reason, if I want to do that, trying to use this while also recording is not good for my computer. You see, oh, I don't want this to jump cut. Right now that would jump cut. If I just click on this, now it does a fade. So I'll try to show you guys that. I know my video is going to be lagging. But now it'll go from, instead of a quick cut, it does a fade. Come on now. See that little fade. It looks much smoother than what you guys are seeing because I'm recording and trying to play a video at the same time. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I'm just going to delete all this. Let me show you what it looks like if I go to my home. Here's what I do to make it easier for myself, and you'll get to see how I have my beginning stuff and all that. I just clicked on the see if I wanted to spend the time, I would edit that part out, but nope. So here is a copy of one of my other videos. And so what I do is I just kind of make a copy, delete the middle part. I no longer need that there. And you see now I have these other resources that are my logo. It's the music that I use at the beginning, and it's my in-screen color and sounds and stuff like that. So now when I add in my video to this, I just plop that into the same video. And now all I gotta do is like add in my transitions, rename my titles, and just make sure that my ending screen butts up to the end of this. So I just kind of like to use that as a template to make my time easier. I don't have to redo this process every time. I just use it from the previous video and we're good. So if you do get fancy and into those things, there you go. Once you have your video all ready to go, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's delete that big gap. That brings that there. We're going to say, hey, this is my test video. Okay. You can view it and listen, make edits. I've added tons of things. You can get really creative or simple with this. And then you need to export it. When you do exporting, there are ways that it says you can export straight up to YouTube. I was having issues with that, so mine just I download. So I always go for HD, but you can do something if it's just a simple video. You can go with lower quality. Since this is a short video, this is going to go rather quick. You see it kind of going up. It'd be quicker, but I'm also recording, so we get the fun of watching that go up. But while it goes up, now let's jump over to YouTube. So why use YouTube to house all your videos? You could store all your videos on your computer, but you quickly run out of space. You could also try to store things on Google Drive. But again, we don't have infinite Google Drive storage space, so that will start to fill up as well. When you upload your videos to YouTube, there's no storage limit. You are just good to go. So that's why I've been doing it, so I don't crowd up the district's Google Drive, which actually I think is full. So when you're here, you can view your channel, but the way that you actually create and upload videos, you go to YouTube Studio. I believe I put the studio link on Canvas, so you can get straight there. I typically just go to YouTube Studio. And then there's this create button up here. So you'll just hit create. And hopefully by this time, let's check in. Still processing. That's fine. I'll just use a different video. You hit upload videos. Pull this up. Let's pull up a new window because that's my raw video. So mine are going to go straight to download once it is finished. Oh, and there we go. So it'll always label your process video with made with clipchamp. Don't worry about renaming that there. It's just easier to, you're going to click and drag. Let's try that again. And it will do its little animation, shoot off. And now you are in the, okay, video is being currently uploaded. What do you want as the title, description? This is where I normally will take off that part. I found it useful sometimes if I'm making something where the description be the same, reuse the details. So I can say, hey, I need the same description as simulation station. Give me not the title though, just the description. It can go in the same playlist and I don't need that. And so then when I use that, now I don't have to retype up a description. It's just using the same one. Or maybe you make modifications. So that makes it easy. You'll find that there's a ton of settings that you can go through here. Most of it I don't need to touch. It's kind of standard default. You just kind of go through next. Maybe you want to add an end screen, add cards. Cards would be, and I put this in some of my videos. Oh, you know what would be a great video to go check out is this other video that shows this really cool animation. And then it'll pop up there if you put in the link. So I've done that for some of my videos. So it's pretty useful. You can skip past copyright checks. You can keep your videos private and then it's only, or unlisted. If it's unlisted, then if they have the link, they can view it, but it's not like they can go to their channel and watch things. I just make all mine public, but that's just for ease of finding things. Either way, public or unlisted, that should be the way that you could share it with your students. So I'm actually going to do unlisted for this since it's a test. I'm going to hit save. And then it is being processed. The processing on the YouTube side of things never does take very long. I'll show you guys one last tip and then we'll move into the practice part. I feel like the video is going on a bit long. Because we're working with students, if your video or your screen is ever showing any student information while you're doing the video and you want to blur that out, you can probably do some blurs on clipchamp. I found the easiest way is I upload it to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to my video. You do this after you've uploaded, and then there's the editor button. So in editor, I've done this plenty of times. You can add in a blur. So you can add that in and it can either track whatever's on the screen, or you can have it fixed in place and you can blur out whatever you need on your screen for whatever portion of the video. So I've done that a few times when student information is shown. Okay, let's stop there. If you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling ready, go ahead, pause this video once I'm done, go record a video on Zoom, either process that on clipchamp, do something simple with it, and try to upload onto YouTube Studio. Just do a simple test. We don't need a long video. Just do that process. And then you can come back to this video, and I'm going to show you how does Jared make that logo. And I'll show you that once you come back. And welcome back. So you've seen all my videos. You like that logo at the intro. If you have not started using Canva, got to start using Canva. This is where I created my logo. I actually got a ton of stuff here, but for your logo, if you go to create design, there is a logo one. And this, you can probably use other things. Your logo doesn't need to be animated. Yours could just be on the screen. If you do logo, then animation is part of your options here when you create it. And I'm not saying that you could just use you could even use the KCPS Science logo. If you're looking to use that at the beginning, let me know. I'll share that to you. But this is just how I created it. You could always do whatever you wanted. They give you tons of options. You can add in different elements, text. Don't put too much time into this because we're teachers, like our time is limited. So, but if you wanted something at the beginning, like my videos, this is how I do that. And then over on clipchamp, let me jump back to how to edit. So then all my videos just start with that short animation where it plays out. And then I've also inserted music into my videos. Now, if you've started to notice, I had a hard time finding a process on this one where the music can slowly and nicely fade out. So mine, I ended up just splitting the soundtrack. So, and then at each little split, the volume jumps down just a little bit. And so that way, I start speaking around here. So that's where I really drop the volume down and let it kind of coast. I just put in a bunch of splits to let it kind of like die out without you really noticing. I'm sure there's a setting on here to make that die down a lot better. I did not find that option. So that's a nice little tip. So my end screen, it pops up with that. You'll see it here soon, that Jared Castelline. So it's got the text that pops up on the screen, a black screen, and then it plays the little sound that goes ba-ding. So you just add the sounds in. So it's so intuitive. I am not video processing, not my background, but those are some of the things that I found were useful to make them look a little bit nicer. I always start my video off the same. So this portion of the video, I always start off with this like kind of blur background. Here's the title of your video. And then so whenever I hit record, I just take a second because it's going to be this part of the video. And then I start speaking when it's going to be about here. So that way it slowly fades back in. And then I come into focus those are just the little things that you develop as you start making your videos. You kind of have like, this is my process. So I found this works really well. I think that's about it. I think this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to stop sharing. But you guys are my techie type people, so I'm sure as you guys start to do this, or maybe you have been doing this, you're gonna have a ton of more tips and be like, Gasline, you're wasting time, or oh, you need to check this out. Send that to me. I'd love to streamline my process or enhance it, make it look better. In fact, I just got access to AI on my Zoom. And so now, as I'm talking, AI is summarizing everything and it's going to kick me an email afterwards, which is super cool. So, like, I love all this stuff. Feel free to hit me up and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.